Well, what's going on, Cardinal Nation? Well, tough loss tonight. Offense was pretty quiet in this one. We're losing this one 3-1 to the San Diego Padres in the third of four. So scored one run, but we only had three hits. Pitching was pretty solid though. Uh, Matthew Liberatore in his first start in 2 weeks, first time out since before the All Star break, would go four and a third, gave up just a run. Actually, two runs, but only one earned run because of an error. Five hits, struck out three on 77 pitches, so he was pretty solid. But our offense was pretty quiet in this one. Padres starter Randy Vasquez gave up just one hit in four and a third innings. So, uh, San Diego would take a 1-0 lead in the top of the second. RBI single by Bryce Johnson, uh, as Jake Cronenworth would score from first base on an error by uh, Victor Scott. So run would score from first base. If that didn't happen, then he probably would have been held up at third. So that would make it a 1-0 San Diego lead. But not for long, we would come back to tie it up. 1-1 in the bottom of the second. Jordan Walker, an RBI double, scoring Nolan Arenado from first base to tie it up 1-1. And the Padres had a chance to take the lead in the top of the third, but Xander Bogaerts got into an inning double play. Then in the top of the fourth, Bryce Johnson, a sacrifice bunt, scoring Cronenworth again to make it 2-1 San Diego. And then the bottom of the fourth, Wilson Contreras would be hit by a pitch, and for a second straight day, he would be hit by a pitch. As he's now been hit by a pitch quite a bit this year and was not very happy, as last night he was hit by a pitch and the benches emptied, but there was no fights, there were just warnings, and he was not happy about that last night and was not particularly happy about being hit by a pitch again in this one. So Liberatore would be done after hitting Manny Machado to start out the fifth, then a strikeout of Jackson Merrill, and then Kyle Leahy would come in, would keep it a 2-1 game, and would then have a 1-2-3 sixth inning, and would allow a double to Machado in the seventh, but nothing else. Then in the bottom of the seventh, Mason Wynn would have a single. Jordan Walker would ground out to a fielder's choice. Pedro Pages, or rather Joel Pozo, pinch hitting for Pedro Pages, but he would strike out. Riley O'Brien would then have 1-2-3 eighth inning, and then Brendan Donovan with a walk in the bottom of the eighth to bring the go-ahead run to the plate, but Ivan Herrera would ground into a double play to end the inning, but we would still be down by just a run at 2-1, with the rookie Andre Granillo pitching, and he would give up a double to Johnson and then a sacrifice by catcher Maldonado, and then an RBI ground up by Fernando Tatis Jr. to make it a 3-1 San Diego lead. And then with two runners on, John Kane would come in and would get just one pitch to end the inning. So down by two, and Wilson Contreras would be hit by a pitch again. So second time in the game, third time in the past two games. So he'd be on in the tying run of the plate with one out. Nolan Arenado would fly out. That was on a 3-1 count also. And so Mason Wynn with Cardinals down to our final out would ground out to the shortstop to end the ball game as we come up short, lose 3-1. So yeah, definitely disappointing game after had that great game on Thursday where we had 3 home runs, including 2 3-run homers, and then last night had the shutout win despite the Padres having 11 hits. So, but now we can look to take 3 of 4 if we can win tomorrow afternoon. It'll be Michael McGreevy getting the start against right-hander Stephen Kolek for San Diego. So we'll actually face the Padres on our next road trip next weekend in San Diego. So, but yeah, this would be huge if we can take 3 or 4 from a very good team and a team fighting for that playoff spot. So till Sunday, Connexburg saying go Cards.